show.
You too.
All right. Yeah, let me know like 8 going. I'll watch the
All right,
clock.
brother. Have a good day now. All right, people. Like It Is Radio is on. You're getting some of the behind the scenes before the show starts. This is a Lordland Films streamcast. Let's get back to it.
Yeah, that's the way it is, man. How you doing, man? No, she said she had to work. Just text me. She got over something. Whatever. She said she work. Oh, okay. Yeah, she said she's working. She just texted me. Said I've been working. I think she said 7 days, 8 days.
Stay tuned. We're about to begin. As soon as the man of the hour walks through the door.
This is the man of the hour.
That's the man of the hour right there. Flip it back over. The importance of live television.
Live television, that's what this is?
That's what it is. Going live right now on YouTube.
2019?
That's right. First show of 2019. Live on YouTube. Streaming live. Tell them what the topic's going to be, Franklyn. Tell them what the topic's going to be real fast. Tell them what the topic's going to be real fast.
The first show of the year, we're just hoping to get some calls. Maybe Brother Sue will be stopping by, but we'll give you an update on what's happening with Black Weekend. This is Like It Is Radio, my man Crazy D, making it happen. You know, we're just trying to keep you conscious in the valley and this universe. And the whole concept is dialogue. Everything changes through dialogue. Where there is no dialogue, there is no change. So we just try to dialogue with those. For some folks, it's enlightening. For other folks, it's medicinal. But we're just going to dialogue. Just Like It Is Radio right now, live with Power 88. Streaming at KCEP. Streaming at Power88LV.com.
And streaming live on YouTube.
Like It Is Radio, hitting you up. How you living? It's like that, and that's the way it is. Glad to have this time to connect with you on the airwaves of Power 88. You know, we're always streaming, I believe, on KCEP FM. And, you know, you can check us out at 88.1. I'm your man, Franklyn G. Student Burley, Frank Adamus, whatever you choose to call me. We just try to keep you connected through Black Intelligent Talk Radio, provided here again through Power88LV.com. Check us out. We're also at Lordland Films on YouTube. Check us out live, Like It Is Radio. First show of the 2019. Is that the 19 or the 09 or whatever they call it? But in any event, we're always glad to have this time to connect with you through Black Intelligent Talk Radio. 2018 has come and gone. Got to give a moment to all those who participated in all the events that we had last year. They were wonderful, entertaining, engaging, and often enlightening. And we did so many things, so we're going to do that again this year. I'm expecting a guest, and I'll bring you up to date right now with the 6th annual Kemet in the Desert series. Hopefully we will have Mr. Red Pill on the line in a few moments, because we're bringing him to town. We're bringing him to town along with some other folks, but right now it's important because last week, I think it was last week, Mr. Crazy D? I think it was. Let me look at my phone here because I'm getting texts. So, you know, in any event, last week we had the opportunity to try to talk with him, but we got cut off the system. I was painful looking down and talking on the radio. The system is such that the phone lines and other access of communications went down in this particular area. I'm just saying, that's the facts. If you lived over here, you know that, because the phone lines of Power 88 were shut down for the better part of the day. and seeing some other stuff in some places. There's some kind of a, this area has a lot of construction. So some kind of way it manifests itself to boof the system on a Friday, the last Friday. But it actually was a blessing because it allowed us a chance just for those in the studio. You can also see that on Lord Land Films because you can go to there or Lord Land Films on YouTube and check out last week's show. We had the opportunity of talking with one of my good friends, a wonderful individual, both of them, L.J. Edmondson from Mastering Mindsets, and also we had the opportunity to speak with Ms. Grizel Howard. So I can only tell you, that was a really good show. This is myself and Cheryl and Crazy D. We were running around and we covered a lot of subjects. We were allowed to talk about Black AIDS and its still manifestation throughout the community, the lack of knowledge being spread to the community because television is the way they're doing it now. If you've been watching Empire, they're talking about how you can have sex. Yes, and I use that word, sex in various ways, but the one particular way they were expressing the love that goes between individuals who may be suffering from the disease known as HIV, and that if you had that disease, you can still live a really fruitful life, and through that life, you can still be committed to another individual's, meaning having passionate moments with them, because through these new drugs, mainly PrEP, that if you get it, and if you are engaged in, especially in our community, in risky sex or sex that is known to have the transmittal of bodily fluids, if you will, not to be too graphic, but those kind of things. If you take these drugs, if you are having that kind of risky sex throughout the community, and you happen to get this PrEP kit, which is available, you can still have a fruitful life, as has been known. And the information is not being disseminated properly because the face of the disease of AIDS has changed from what it was once perceived as a gay man's disease, or even a homosexual white man's disease, if you will, as it transferred into their chemicals and things of getting the knowledge of how to live with the disease. As that fell out of mainstream informational access due to the health processes of the Democrats or Republicans of funding those programs to keep us informed, what happens is that information wasn't properly shared. So if you do know, you watch that show, Empire, and several shows, you see that the dialogue is ensuing to spread that information through these shows. And PrEP is something that the Black community needs to be aware of, and I got a lot of emails, well, a few emails about it. But the information used to flow readily, but the face of this disease has changed, as you know, and the number of people engaged in getting these diseases are young Black men. And they're not even using the term gay men or anything, just young men are, transmitting this disease at a large rate, especially in the large African-American communities. And then the number two transmitter, if you will, are persons suffering from the disease, are queens, and that's at various ages. So these diseases are still amongst us, and we need to be aware of what some of the things are. So we do appreciate that information that is being sent out through the Black AIDS Institute, and it's my responsibility as a Black radio announcer to let you know what the information is, to keep the information in the front of the community, because there's a lot of folks suffering with that, if you will. So the fact that information is out there and being spread out through different means, and the show Empire being one of them, is information that we need to receive and act upon properly, because it's just not getting out there the way it used to. So again, if you're watching those shows, you were, again, thanks to the Black AIDS Institute and all the people who are working, because I got a couple of calls from other folks in the community who are glad that we were talking about it, so I thought I'd bring it up again. It is important that we talk through the course, good, bad, or indifferent. Change comes through dialogue. So let's keep it out there in front of our community. If you are having that kind of a risky engagement, sex, and that also includes intravenous drug users, which is still big in our community, please be aware that you can get these drugs that will allow you to stay alive and have a fruitful life, because magic's still alive. And and we know that people who've had AIDS or HIV, as I should say, for a period of time, who are still with us, thanks to the modern inroads made through medicine and other, fact-finding informational researches that are done for it. So do know, if you're watching Empire, you know. If you're a part of that generation or faction, you know. Now it's ADH's responsibility to spread it to the folks who don't know. So that's what I'm taking the opportunity again to talk about last week's show. And also, what Mr. Brother L.J. Edmondson, bad man. I mean, brother's doing a lot of things with Mastering Mindsets. We've had the opportunity to do a few events with him during the course of the couple of years that I've known him, engaging in, again, we'll be doing that, and we'll let you know as soon as it comes up, the Emancipation Circle, where we put together some folks in the community who have different artifacts, of a time in American history or history period that reflective of black, or if you will, African or Negro or whatever term you want to use, history. And whether that was books, whether that was signed autograph things, we had slave shackles, we had slave papers, we had the help of Miss Yvette Williams, we had the help of Miss Gwen Walker over at the African American Museum, and this was all done at the 100 Academy of Excellence, right over there on Comstock, adjacent block to the Pearson Center. The principal allowed us to use the multi-purpose lunchroom that they have, and we had a museum of African American history. Because if you can't make it to the museum in D.C., which is closed now, y'all know that's closed? It's part of the Smithsonian Institute, so it's funded by the government. And when 45, you got to bring them into it only took 10 minutes. Yeah, 45, 10 minutes, I had to mention them. 45 is, cut funding for different things. And the African American Museum is closed, to the best of my knowledge, because it's part of the Smithsonian Institute, which money is funded by the government. So I know that there was subsidies sent, but unless I'm wrong, if you've been to D.C. or have, we got folks in D.C. now, they're taking pictures with Congress folks and Senate folks and elected folks, but ain't nobody talking about the museum closing. But we're going to have our own museum here. I'm hoping to pull it off again with the help of Miss Rochelle Connor, the principal over at the 100 Academy, and where we explain and expose and display different things of African American history. Please be factual when I say African American history, because I know folks are saying, but if you have some things that you think the community would enjoy seeing, because it's only those who know you who may see it, and I know I've seen some stuff in some individuals' possessions in different places. We try to bring it together for the community for free. Yeah, I said that. It only took 10 minutes to get into that, for free, as part of the things that I've been able to do with Mastering Mindsets and different groups who have been helping us, including some of the local eateries, establishments who've supported the events that go on within the Black history community, conscious community, whatever you want to call it, here during Black History Month, that are free. I say that we try to keep it free because when I was a kid and I went to the Museum of Natural History, it was free. I think it's still free for kids. You just walk in, and that's how you get exposed to those things. So we are trying to do it again. It's called the Emancipation Circle, and it will be happening, I believe, February 2nd, 2019, at the 100 Academy of Excellence. It's on Comstock, and we'll be talking about it every chance I have for the microphone, as long as we get to pull it off. And again, that was with the help of Mastering Mindsets group, under the leadership and co-founding of Mr. L.J. Edmondson, my man Barrio over there. What's happening, Barrio? You need your fade done. He's right there across the street from the cannery. You got a whole group of brothers over there making you look good, and sisters. I ain't part of that. Yeah, so it takes a family in the village, and my man Corey does it, and Mikkel. These brothers in the community, if you want to work with them, you should find out how they are helping and manifesting the education and enlightenment of our youth through the programs they've been working with. I've been working with them. Let me say that. I've been working with them to try to get to the intergenerational connections we need to make. So in 2019, I make that plea. If you can help us, help these peoples of our village, and that means Black, white, Hispanic, because everybody needs help and everybody needs enlightenment. But Mastering Mindsets is a group that I've been trying to work with that does these things in the community, and they have weekly sessions where they are tutoring and mentoring and taking trips to Los Angeles with the kids so they can see different artifacts as they did when they took the kids to Los Angeles to see the remains of King Tut. And, the brothers allowed the kids to see what was once the greatness of that country, of that region of our people, brought to America. Which is a cool thing, because you got to go see that stuff so you recognize who you are and your impact on the community and your impact on the nation and the world. Because people who, history is your timetable. It lets you know who's who and where's where and what was what. It's actually a time capsule of the people. So when they got a chance to take the kids to see what I've seen in Kemet with Dr. Asher Akwesi and his lovely wife Mirawa, they were able to see in the Los Angeles Museum that has been, They put the King Tut's expose out there. What are you going to say? You got to go see it. Even though it is theft, we still got to go see it. But I've been working with Master Mindsets, and they've been doing some things throughout the community. Again, we're looking for some assistance, as always, and participation from community members who may have some historical things that they'd like to display for this free event, February 2nd. That's right, Saturday in the afternoon. I think we did it from 1 to 5. We had an overflow, so we were in there really from like 1 to 7. And you can also see that. I don't just talk about that. That's the brothers with Master Minds. We don't just talk about some things. We do some things. And you can go to Lordland Films, or you can go to YouTube and type in Emancipation Circle Lordland Films, as you know, my man Crazy D tries to conceptualize and put it on film so that we can be seen, heard, and visualized. Like, he got a phrase. I got to keep messing it up. If I say it right, I may have to pay him. But in any event, we've been able to conceptualize and allow you to visualize the events that we've been doing through the course of 2018. Go to YouTube. Type in Lordland Films, or type in Like It Is Radio, or just go to Like It Is Radio on Facebook. There's all kind of connections. You can see what we have been able to expose the community through our hard work, and the person who's putting it on film is the Crazy D. We do appreciate. They had black TV for 30 days here. We was doing some things in 2018, but now you can see all that stuff on YouTube, and we're still connected in other communities because we've gone global with this digital thing. And I'm hoping we get Red Pill to call in a minute because, as I said, we're going to get this information and hit it up intergenerationally. We conceptualized. We had a dialogue with him just recently after George Bush died. I asked him one question. So if y'all are home and you want to hear what these younger folks are talking about, now's the time to get by your phone, because when we're going to hear what this brother puts down, this internet thing allows us to see and be connected to other places other than just the beating up of our people that we see on Facebook that goes on. There's a lot of violence all over the world. And that's what, they need to cut that down, but they ain't trying to cut that down. But in any event, these brothers that are going to be coming here for the 6th annual Kemet in the Desert series, we're going to get Red Pill on the phone in a minute. We're waiting on this call. I just got a text from his people, said, yeah, they're going to hook us up. So I hope my technician is over there looking, because the phone lines are going to look up. I don't see Mr. Thumbs Up. So when we get that dialogue, because I asked him one question right after George Bush had died, with you. Blessed to hear that show. And again, if you want to catch up with what we've been doing, you can go check us out on Facebook, or check us out really at YouTube, where all that stuff is just there for you to see. See your man in the studio, and Cheryl's not here at the moment, so she's working hard. So happy New Year's to her, my co-host. But again, if you check out the internet, this intergenerational dialogue that is going on is really quite important, because this is the next generation, y'all. These are the future leaders. These are the people who conceptualize what we've done. These are, if you will, the post-crack babies. Did I say that right? I'm trying to put the error right. I'm not putting them all under the same umbrella. I'm just saying that these are the people who, they lived after 9/11. They didn't know the world before 9/11. They didn't know rap when it was Cool Mo D or Cool Herc or whatever it is. They know Kanye. They know the Mingos. They know the Mumbles. It's a whole different concept of when these kids, and I hate to use the words kids because I know that's maybe demeaning to some, but if your kids are home, if your children are home, if they're home from college, here's a chance to talk to them, because this whole internet thing, this whole Instagram thing, because it's mostly black people on Instagram. Y'all know that? Yeah, it's mostly black people. Over 61% of the users of this non-traditional communication method is marketed and is done through black folks. Black folks younger folks are using Instagram. I don't know if you go out, but I've gone out I went home back to New York, and everybody's on the text, and not even texting. Everybody's on the Instagram. They're not even connecting verbally like we used to do. Hey baby, how you doing? I don't use the term baby, but hey young lady, how are you doing? They text each other. What's your Instagram? Your gram strength. Let me check this out. So it's a whole different concept in the dialogue that these people are bringing different thought methods and methodologies through this. Is that it? Is that my man? We ready? We all ready? Oh man. Well, I can only tell you, as I was saying, there's so many things going on, and you can check them out on Lordland Films, through Facebook, through YouTube. Last year, we had the opportunity to have the Emancipation Circle at the Charter School, the 100 Academy of Excellence, under the principality of Miss Rachel Connor. We're going to be doing that again. We're trying to pull that off, and if you have some things in your possession or understanding or concept that you like to display at a free museum, that's what it is, because our kids can't make it to D.C. It ain't like a drive. When I was in New York, just drive down. You got to fly, you got to get a hotel, all that. So what we're trying to do is expose the kids during Black History Month. As the first weekend again for the Emancipation Circle, where there will be displays of African American artifacts, including slave papers, slave shackles. Yeah. Believe that. And as I said, we did it last year. We had an overflow crowd. We were supposed to go from 1 to 5. We went from 1 to 7 to try to get. It was adults that was calling other adults in his slave shackles. They want to take pictures. If you want to come out and see these things for free at this event, I always try to do things for free for the community, because that's what separates us, economics, sometimes. But the will to come and check it out and make a contribution and donation, I love donation, if you will, is always appreciated, because people come and share their time and their energy to try to expose and enlighten and engage the others, meaning the youth. If you have never seen slave shackles or slave papers or some early African-American artifacts, there's lots of stuff of people in the community. If you want to get down with us, reach me here at the radio station. You know how. We had a great event, and you can go and check it out. All right, without any further ado, I was telling you, the brother, we had him coming on the line about 2 weeks ago for our last show of the year. But something happened to the entire 89106, if you will. Yeah. The system kind of it went down. I don't know what happened. It wasn't just here at 88 because our phone lines were down for the better part of the day. But the schools and the education, whatever happened, went crazy. Electricity was still working, but in any event, we were not allowed to dialogue as we're going to dialogue now. That seems this brother on 125th Street during the course of 2018, but when I went back to the village where I'm from, and they out there kicking knowledge right in front of a spot I used to hang out with and hang out and go in 125th Street. Yeah, right there, the Mart. It was an African American, if you will, a business center, zone, or whatever, but they had lots of little businesses in there, and there were informational individuals out there all the time. This brother's keeping that right across the street from the Apollo. But if you're on the net, if you wanted to find out some of the things that are going on with our youth, if your kids are home from college or whatever, these brothers are the brothers that are connected with them through the internet. They're not using mass communication, so to speak, that could be, cut off, but it can. Because the internet is being controlled even as we speak now. They're trying to put parameters of knowledge. And, even some of our dialogues, when we mention certain words, we lose our live feed. But these brothers here, and I say brothers because we got Red Pill on the line, they just kicking it with a different concept, with a different understanding, a different realization that we some of us who are just older may not have seen or recognized or even willing to admit. Because, we've been in control for a while, baby boomers. I'm part of that generation. And I think the next generation is moving on and they're moving through. But we're going to need to connect with them. And here at Power 88, as long as we can, we're going to dialogue with them because our youth are the same here in this village, meaning village of oppression, village of lack of knowledge, lack of education, and self-awareness that is created through the environments of America. It exists in Harlem, it exists in Chicago, Illinois, wherever you want to go. Miami, Oakland, Kansas City, wherever there are large conglomerates of black people, sometimes we need to have a refresher understanding of the where we positioning we have. The same dialogue exists between W.B. Du Bois and Frederick Douglass. The change. But how do we pass that torch properly? We pass that torch properly by dialoguing with these brothers. So without any further ado, our special guest, again, thank you for taking the time to talk to us because he's coming out here. We're working on the flyer. We got to get it all together because I know everybody shuts down during the holidays. These brothers are kicking to us. He's going to be here. Him and his brother will be here in Las Vegas at the West Las Vegas Library Theater, February 22nd. That's a Friday, y'all. We're going to hear from these brothers. We got a whole cultural night playing. You know how we do. But Red Pill, how you living? What's going on? Are you ready for 219? Are you there? Good morning, sir.
Peace to the family.
Oh, man.
To the family. Peace to you and yours. This is your brother Red Pill, reporting live and direct. Right now in New York City. Reporting live from New York City. Salute to everybody that is on the line this morning into the Friday, January, really the 3rd or the 4th?
The 4th, I think.
Yes, 4th, 2019 of the fiscal year, the calendar year. All right. Clear about that because I observe a New Year's in the beginning of spring. The proper New Year when things come to life, right? But being a businessman and being an adherent of this Western society, I understand what this is. This is when business. This is the first quarter. This is time to get it right again in case you didn't have it right in quarter 4. And this is also time to just reset the clock. So here we are. We started out a year with a bang. One of the stories that is going viral in my timeline, which represents, the group consciousness. And, now in this social media age that we live in, your circle and the information that's shared within your circle and your timeline, that tends to be, what's on your mind. So we have this situation where actually we ended the year with a situation in Houston, Texas, where a young sister by the name of Jasmine, I don't have that last name.
I think her last name was Barnes, I think.
Barnes, yes, Jazzy Barnes. Jazz is what they called her. She was executed by Walmart on Christmas Day. No outcry from the president. No outcry from black leaders. No outcry from the celebrities and everybody. This was on a holy day. Everybody who adheres to the faith. And she was basically, the year was capped off. It was a bloody year. It was a violent year. It was a year that was targeting a lot of innocent people by acting kill count of one of those lone wolf gunmen. But I would pose this question, and I would also try to paint this picture. The same people who are familiar with Fortnite and these online games where people collectively, have their characters go out and commit murder and shoot and create mayhem. Did it ever dawn upon you that the majority of these people who are out here doing these killings are related, are connected? You don't have to be next to anyone anymore. As you can see in the online gaming world, you could be all around the world, and people go out and do what they do because there's no coincidence that I see at play. I see all of the connectivity between a lot of these mass shootings and these executions. It's almost like Fortnite or Grand Theft Auto. And these race soldiers are, putting up numbers on the board against innocent people, mostly innocent people with melanin. So the year ended with that. That's how they capped off their year. That's how these soldiers, that's how these purgers capped off their year. You know what I mean? And that was something that they were proud of. And then it started in a situation in McDonald's where it said, young sister, right?
Right.
What's her name?
I forgot her name, but I did see it. And for a lot of our folks, the internet is the way, because here in Vegas, I'm gonna tell you, I watch the news. I didn't see that. It ain't on our news out here. It's not on the radar out here.
It's not on the radar.
Not at all.
One of the benefits of the age that we live in, one of the perks, one of the pros, because everybody wants to reflect on the cons. One of the pros of being in the age of technology and the digital era that we find ourselves in is that we can do things. We have access to things, and we could collectively affect the narrative by not being distracted and blocking out news that serves us no purpose, and not being fooled by propaganda, and just being in control of our information. And that's what we find on social media. That's what we find with these platforms on YouTube that disseminate consciousness, like Notalege Media, Black Magic 363. There's a lot of them. Well, there's not that many of them, but there's enough.
Right. And you're at the forefront of that. Let me tell the folks, you just gave us some websites that your kids, or not websites, these are digital places on YouTube and titles of organizations that make sure they get the information out there. And we'll talk about yours in a minute, but continue, brother.
Yes, because the new organizations are platforms, because like I said, we live in a day and a time. We live in the digital era. It is officially the digital era. On paper, it could be identified as the future. And, we went from analog to digital. We went from atoms to bits. If anybody's familiar with the formula of the long tail by Chris Anderson, who's the former editor of Wired magazine. And he speaks about the benefits of this digital era that we live in, that it's endless. It's a long tail. So we're not confined by size and limits and volume anymore. You're in a vast place online. There's no limit to how many episodes you can produce. There's no limit to how much content you can put forth. There's no limit to how many books you can sell. You could write 1 million books and sell them for a penny and become a millionaire in this reality that we're in right now, right? Mm-hmm. You have the reach of doing business. I do business with people on every corner of the planet. I ship out to China. I ship out to Africa. I ship out to the UK. I ship out to Toronto. Consistently, I ship out to the Netherlands, and I never had to get on a plane and go there. I didn't have to pay a conglomerate, a big media conglomerate, an advertising agency, media marketing firm, millions upon millions of dollars to broadcast my brand, my business, or my products. I did it for free in the free economy by pressing a button. That is revolutionary. There's a lot of complaining and people whining and black people wallowing in this fear that they're that they're triggering PTSD. And in the states of fear, the maladies are bad health, right? When you're in a state of fear, your body's immune system tends to break down, okay? It begins to fail you, and you become susceptible to cancer. You become susceptible to all other forms of heart disease, cardiovascular disease. President Trump just signed the Farm Act bill, and in the Farm Act bill, he made cat meat and dog meat illegal in 44 states. Prior to that, it was on the books. So there was a vested interest, and there was what's the word? They couldn't report about Chinese food stores selling you cat meat and dog meat because it was actually legal. So there was nothing wrong with the practice at the time that was taking place. You feel me? There was a conflict of interest between media. There was a conflict of interest between big business and the public because cat and dog meat has been legal in 44 states right before Trump signed this bill. So they were definitely selling us cat and dog. You feel me? And they were taking cats and dogs from America and killing them and selling them overseas. It was a trade that was taking place. Going back to what I was saying, that mystery meat is cancerous, and we can see the results of that in the spike or the rise or the boom and dis-ease amongst our people, stress and fear. When they remember, there's a report that came out that said Black Death Online, Philando Castile's murder, Alton Sterling's execution, their lynching, the photos that were leaked of Trayvon Martin and his death pose. All of these triggered PTSD. All of these triggered stress. All of these are triggering dis-ease amongst our people. So we're being manipulated and sexually engineered from different angles. The people are not aware of it. They're gonna fall victim, or they're gonna be ignorant of it. And in 2018, that should be a crime. You shouldn't be ignorant of anything. You shouldn't feel proud or comfortable saying that you are ignorant of something when you have a supercomputer in your pocket or you got access to one. You feel me?
I had a question, just because you mentioned all those deaths that we've seen on the internet, and there's even more. I mean, are we being kind of like desensitized to the whole thing, even as a conscious community? Because everybody, and they're everywhere, and even some of the shows, that's what they talk about. And if you're on YouTube, I mean, Facebook, once you get into somebody's thread, it's us fighting in here, it's us fighting in China, men, women, everybody fighting. Are we just being conditioned to understand that that's just the way it is?
Well, it's a form of a psyop, and that's a psychological operation. There are many factors that are the result and the conditioning that we see take place. Okay, it's a form of conditioning. Seeing something that you can't unsee, shocking and awing, shock and awe. Being exposed to levels of depravity or savagery, or just being able to peek and see what war looks like. We're not supposed to look at, you're not supposed to, like bird box, you're not supposed to look at war in its eyes. You're not supposed to stare at war, okay? You're not supposed to watch Faces of Death every day like you watch morning cartoons. What will it do? It will program you. You're not supposed to be online at 5 years old, connected to a network of people around the globe playing a video game that looks lifelike, committing acts of murder and, wiring your brain on how to commit murder and get away with it and not get killed. Fortnite, Call of Duty, GTA 5, all of these games are conditioning the shooters, the active shooters, the lone wolf gunmen, and all of these people who are bringing the internet world into real life events. Okay? They're mimicking what it is that they're doing online and other places. So watching people get knocked out on World Star every day is going to condition you, to numb you, to when you see it, all you'll do is pull out a phone, like the young men, and I say that word sparingly, who stood around in St. Petersburg, Florida, at the McDonald's where the young sister had to defend herself from a customer who grabbed her, who happened to be an Anglo-Saxon, a European man. She gave him a 20-piece nugget. Right? She gave him 2 pieces with some fries. And the young men stood around, the young boys stood around and watched. And when they pulled her off of him, and then the manager asked the customer, could he help him? He didn't jump over the counter and finish the job. Like Mortal Kombat, finish him. Right. He didn't finish him. So he was like, oh, can I help you with anything? That wouldn't happen to one of us, first of all. Second of all, that goes against corporate protocol. You're supposed to protect employees at all costs and remove any somebody from your business who violates.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you're supposed to detain them for the authorities. So we see once again, people have a long way to go because they've been conditioned and have been programmed to fear a certain race of people, a certain group of people, a certain class of people. I don't know where this came from, but unfortunately, that's what's taking place. The younger generations are being effeminized, and in the effeminacy that people find so cute and accepting is a level of, it's going to just be a level of subservience. You know, there's going to be a level of cowardice. There's going to be a level of, non-involvement in a day and time where we are being aggressively maneuvered upon by not just the boogeyman. There's all kind of things going on. The people have to be warrior-spirited and warrior-like and, and have some testicular fortitude, right, and some heart. Can't be cowards going into 2020 in these days and times of uncertainty and rumors of war and the unstableness of the economy, all kind of stuff. But men are soft.
I'm glad you said that. This is Like It Is Radio. We're talking with the Red Pill, y'all. He's coming to town. But no, we ain't going nowhere. I just wanted to let people know because I'm getting texts. Who is this? This is Brother Red Pill, the brother we're bringing to town. He gonna let us know some things. It's a different concept. But I gotta put a pin right there because you talked about that and you snuck Bird Box in there. Now a lot of this community, because I'm here and I went back, a lot of folks don't know this movie. It was on Netflix, and if you get a chance just to watch it. So when you talk about the softening of the brothers, I just have to ask you, what was your interpretation? Because I know some people dug it. I didn't dig the movie. I didn't dig the concept of it. I couldn't see. I ain't going to spoil it at the end for you, but what did you think about that movie? If you could give an oversight of that. I mean, did you have the opportunity to critique that yet?
Yeah, man, not only did I have the opportunity to peep it, I had the opportunity of decoding it. And the video went viral. I think it might be at like 60,000 right now. It's on Black Magic 363 on YouTube. Black Magic with a K. M-A-G as in God. I-K. Number 363. You'll see my video, Red Pill Breaks Down Bird Box. And I had a lot of different interpretations about that movie. You feel me? They showed a lot of things that I paid attention to. I appreciated the depiction that they were able to portray the black man, all right, in the soup of characters. He was the heroic figure. He was the alpha. He was the Othello-like figure. He carried himself in a very honorable, dignified manner. He took charge, like alphas do. And they showed you there was a beta in the movie, and there were people of other levels or other degrees, and they showed you who's going to be the responsible one, who's going to step forward, the hero figure, the Jesus figure, which happen to be our people who have been painted with a brush and generalized, and because of the videos that have diminished our image and our value, and because of the videos that they spread around, this putting our people in a state of fear because it just looks like we're going to be killed. Or we the killers. You know what I mean? Nothing, no in-betweens. And that the movie showed them in an honorable way. I know black women are upset because they have him sleeping with who people have rumored to be a transsexual, or what they call tranny, Sandra Bullock. But you gotta be able to pick your fight because one day RuPaul is cute and everybody's all pro-trans. They trans it, and then they want to point out, oh, Sandra Bullock. Yes, I don't know which he is, or I know that Caitlyn Jenner is Bruce Jenner, and I won't call him Caitlyn. I know that part.
Keeping him 100. I'm with you. They even called. They're giving them. Don't get me wrong. Let's get up Bird Box. Go ahead, brother.
I mean, we could get into that, but yeah, Bird Box, and that whole thing is what Bird Box was showing you. There's a world that we become exposed to when we take the red pill. When we wake up, when we put those little glasses on. Remember the movie with Roddy Piper, you're killing yourself. When you pick up that needle, you're killing yourself. When you go raw, 61 million? 2018 was abortions. Nobody's tying anyone's hands and torturing them. Nobody is putting anyone in a FEMA camp. Everybody is self-inflicting themselves. They're casting their own spells. When these holidays came forward, that are a ritual, that are a form of, reiterating how deep the spell is on the people, they celebrate it. You do it yourself. How could you celebrate Columbus Day, which is, they line up the curses. Columbus Day is the celebration of a genocide, right? The beginning when the Pope and the crown, Isabella and Ferdinand, the Pope and the crown came together and declared war on everybody who wasn't Anglo-Saxon or Caucasian, right? Coming in the old world and the real world. And this is the celebration of his discovery, or not his discovery, but his invasion of sovereign lands in the Americas, which resulted in a genocide on scales that we can't even fathom and it's still going on to this day, right? To this day. And then after that, we celebrate and gather and pop bottles and drink eggnog for Thanksgiving, which would be when the Pilgrims came over and started their crusades and started their quote unquote Black Plague and their genocide and their Holocaust, and then subsequently turned that into a slavery, which was just basically prisoners of war. After the massacres took place, they don't want to talk about that part first. They don't want to talk about the massacres. They don't want to talk about the wars. They don't want to talk about the conflicts that ensued with people that they call trappers and planters. Niggas running around calling themselves trappers, but the original trappers were the ones who came over to trap pelts and furs. You see it in the movie Reverence. They were trapping skins and furs and chinchillas and beavers and foxes and whatnot. And then you had planters who were planting tobacco and cotton. They didn't just come over here and put everybody in chains. That happened over a subsequent amount of time after different conflicts between Aboriginal and indigenous tribes. You're over in Vegas. You know what I'm talking about? That's New Spain and all this other stuff. That's a rich history. That's Hernando Cortez. There was all kind of massacres that took place on the West. Cities of gold. You know what I'm talking about? All of the gemstones, all of the precious metals, all of the precious stones. Forget about diamonds. There's hundreds of precious stones inside of the earth. They have a market. They have a stock market called the rock market with billions of dollars. Amethyst, quartz, copper, all of that stuff. The Negroes is just walking over all day. And they come in excavating, stealing the land, stealing the resources, robbing it. Aliens. They're not from this place. Heroes are aliens, not aliens from Mexico. There's no aliens coming from Mexico. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
Texas is Mexico. Vegas is Mexico. Cali is Mexico. Khalifa, there were 44 Afro-Indians or 44 Afro-Mexicans who founded Mexico, what people call Mexico today. Those were melanated people, so you can't be racist against us over there. That makes no sense. That's a conquered land, and the church conquered them. The Roman Catholic Church, by way of the crown and the church, this called papal. And please, anybody listening, don't get in your feelings. Get on your research, because I'm not trying to shoot at anybody's, their comfortable comfort zones. But it's the truth.
No doubt.
It's called a papal bull. It was a green light by a pope to go and massacre in the name of your savior, and to shed blood in the billions of people got their throats slit and they got decapitated and put on pikes and burnt for miles. Okay, by missionaries, by Franciscan monks, by Jesuits and stuff like that. This is not a mystery. This is history. If y'all want to talk black history, you got to talk the real history.
No doubt. Brother Pill, I'm telling you, you just laid it out. My phones are going crazy. They want to talk with you, but I ain't going to let that happen, because we coming to town. We coming to town. We going to keep them hungry, because I want them to know how they can contact you. I got to do a little thing for the station in the last 10 minutes, because it was the end of the year. But tell them how they can contact you. You just got a taste of the knowledge we're trying to bring to you, to connect you with what's going on. It's not so much, the only thing keeping us out is us. The technology is there to allow us to hear these kind of individuals. It's a new thought. It's a new concept. It's more than just radio and TV. There's the internet, y'all, and your kids are connected. If you heard about Bird Box and you want to dialogue, we're going to talk about that during the Wednesday show. But the bottom line is I want you to know we're bringing these brothers to town. I want you to tell them how they can contact you because you got some stuff that you say you market, and I know you got some bad T-shirts, you got music. How can they reach you on the net, brother?
Yes. First of all, for my digital content, to watch videos and interviews and stuff like that, it's all over YouTube. Put Red Pill, Blue Pill, KTL at Know the Ledge, and you should be able to find, there's a lot of people trying to run with that name right now.
I seen that.
They're trying to clone the God, but there's only one Red Pill.
No doubt.
So you'll find me on YouTube. You can find me on Google. I have a website. I have a clothing site called Kings County. That's King. Z is in zebra. KOUNTY. .bigcartel.com. BIGCARTEL.com. I have a new collection called the Garvey Collection. It's super fire. It's flames, fuego. One of my best sellers to this date. Check out the whole collection. We just got a whole bunch of fire pieces. You gotta look the part. Don't just think. Don't just be woke. Let's get these clothing. Let's get our wardrobe together. Right. I also have music because we communicate on many ways, many frequencies, not just on YouTube. We're picking up every piece of the puzzle. You know what I mean? As artists, we're part of this revolution, but it's a renaissance. It's an evolution. It's not a revolution. We're not revolving. We're evolving. And this is a renaissance, and it's taking place on all single it's in the culture. So we are the culture. TwinTheAlbum.com. That's twin, like two people, red and blue pill. I have a twin brother, blue pill. TwinTheAlbum.com. You can find Blue Pill at BluePillar44 on Instagram. You can find me at EL_Filthmore. PHILTHMOOR. PHILTHMOOR. And I'm on YouTube every Monday with Melanin Mondays, and every Thursday with Third Eye Thursday.
Third Eye Thursday. That's what I catch.
Know the Ledge Media is the channel on YouTube. Know the Ledge Media. That's my personal channel. I have 51 episodes of Melanin Monday. You can go and check out each one of them. They're prophetic, powerful, filled with information, and we just keep it real. So, with that being said, I want to thank you for bringing me on the show. I really look forward to hitting Vegas. I've been in Vegas many times. I used to go to the magic show. I met my son's mother in Vegas. You know what I mean? Vegas is always magical for me. That is a magical land. I always put that out there and let the family know that. Always a beautiful experience. You know what I'm saying? I remember standing in front of the Bellagio, coming to tears one day, listening to opera music and looking at the waterfalls.
Yeah.
While sipping on something. But, I look forward to it, man. It's gonna be powerful. Rick Ross, Professor James Smalls, Red and Blue Pill. That's a historic lineup. That's history. You know what I mean? We had Rick Ross on our radio show, Know the Ledge Radio, a few years ago. Shout out to that brother. We've done stuff with Professor James Smalls as well. Shout out to the elder legend, and it's going to be powerful. It's going to be legendary.
No doubt. Well, we're going to get up out of here. I know you're enjoying the new year. Tell your brother I said what's up. We will holler with you soon. Thank you so much. And, we're just going to holler, man. We're going to bring you back again and again because what you bring, just no offense intended to the West Coast, just don't exist out here in the format that we need it right now today. So we're going to bring you out here. Stay up, brother. Tell your brother I said hi, and I'll holler with you soon. All right, now. I've been listening to him. The brother's coming to town. This is how we try to do it, to connect you with the thinkers and the thought leaders of tomorrow and today. As you know, we move through the community in certain ways, and we catch all kind of folks. There's a young lady. I know y'all, the young folks may know about it. Raquel, the sister, is on in what is really the only late-night format for an African-American sister. Yeah, I said that right. She got a talk show, and y'all may know her from TMZ. You know how I roll. So she's on TMZ Week daily. I said it's a daily show. She's got a desk. She's not standing up, y'all. She got a desk. So she's part of the forum. I think you know how I roll. I'm just going to say, yeah, we blessed to know some folks. That's all I'm going to say to that. So when certain folks are in town, we get access to other folks, which brings up dialogue, which is what we try to provide here at KCEP, at least during the times that I'm on. 2019 should connect us with a lot of things. We got a lot of things planned. You just heard from the pill. We're trying to keep it all together. We need your support. And I'm gonna let you know, I've been doing this thing, or trying to do it with the help of some stations, some good friends. We ain't gonna name names because I'd have to leave some good friends' names out. But the bottom line is we need help to continue to keep these dialogues going. It can't just be me. I'm being real with y'all. It can't just be me. I would appreciate some support for some of the events. As you want to go to Lordland Films on YouTube, see all the events that we've been blessed to do. You have an opportunity to help us this year, continue it through. There's less and less coming this way. So I have to let you know, it's just me and a few. The few needs to grow. We need support from other individuals so we can stay connected. But I had an opportunity to talk with Miss Raquel. She was in town. We was at Grits. You know how we do it locally. Because like I said, if we help her, which is Trina who helps us, we can keep the information in your face. If we help us and we go over to TC's Ribs, they help me help you get information to the people. If we come out to the events at the Library District, we come out to the events at the Arts Center, big shout out to all the people who put down the Kwanzaa Festival. We need help. I would appreciate your support. Sometimes I know we have some furniture moving, but we get to hear from people just like did with the Red Pill. So if you want to reach us to keep connected, please do. Listen to this little interview that we had with a great person. As I said, Raquel, the only African-American sister on who, I just gonna tell you like that. If you help us, we can help you stay connected to what's going down. Please listen to this little snippet, whatever segment. My man Crazy D, we're just having a good time with y'all, but we do need some help. Crazy D and I and Ms. Grizel were having lunch with Raquel. So here y'all go. This is Franklyn G from Like It Is Radio, Black Intelligent Talk Radio, out on the streets, moving with the people, getting the people who make thought-provoking dialogue.
Grizel Howard, chair of the Black AIDS Institute, guest speaker for Power 88, Like It Is, and The Breakdown, guest and lifelong friend of Franklyn G, the host of The Breakdown and Power 88, unapologetically black at the end of the year. Guess what we have happening in Las Vegas? Raquel drops in the Grits. At the end of the year, the most influential black woman on TV today, bringing us what? Politics, power, and advocacy. Raquel.
Love the introduction. Really appreciate it. Yes, I'm here with Power 88. I love the blackness. I love that whole thing. We advocate black, strong black woman I am. I'm happy to be here. I'm right now at the Grits Cafe, sitting here in Las Vegas. And of course, I had to check out black-owned station, showing love and support with my fellow.
the best.
Franklyn Valley.
Franklyn, yes.
So how is it being on TMZ, the only black face that we see that puts it proportionally, righteously, and black? How do we do that?
I mean, honestly, to be on TMZ, I've been on 7 years. It's a blessing. I love Harvey. He's great. I mean, he's a wonderful man to me. And currently, I have my own show on BET. It's called Rack Rants, the only black woman on late night television. Very excited about that. Keep on pushing. Comes out 11 p.m. on Tuesdays. West Coast times, Central Time, 10 o'clock, and West Coast time, 8 p.m. Depends on where you're at.
And on the East Coast,
11 p.m. on the East.
ladies and gentlemen, a black woman on TV at 11 o'clock.
Exactly, and so for my show, I go to different places. We may go to restaurants like this, have a sit down with celebrities and just casual conversation. So, but you know what? I'm very happy to be in Vegas and support this movement for Power 88. This is dope. I love that we have black-owned station. We need to keep on having more of those. And I'm very happy to stop by and check you all out.
We're glad to have. What was the biggest story of 2018 from your perspective?
The biggest story from my perspective of 2018, you have to give it to Michelle Obama for her book. So, of course, I'm going to support my fellow. That was the biggest story for her lashing out about her book and putting different things in office, letting us know what happens behind the scenes. So, to me, I think Michelle Obama is fabulous, and I'm so happy that she gave her book for us to review, and being a strong black woman force that she is, and being a role model for me, for many of my fellow sisters. So that's a pleasant, beautiful experience that even just to be allowed to even have her giving books, showing focus, showing about journalism for younger black women.
What about 2019? What's on the horizon?
2019, season 2 of Rack Rants, my show.
Of course.
Okay, let's speak that into existence, and as well as keep on being a force out here for the culture, and keep on being very positive and showing different images in young black girls that you can have nothing and end up having a lot. I started from the bottom, and now I'm all the way halfway to the top. We're not going to say they're all the way there yet, but I think that that's pretty much important.
So claim that you there, because we know you want it. The universe will rise
honey,
up and meet you, my
yes,
sister.
I believe it.
A question for the next generation. How did you get to TMZ? What were your steps?
Honestly, I just applied, but I've really been out here doing this. I went to college for journalism.
Where?
So I went to 2 colleges. I went to Cal State Dominguez, and I also went to Hampton University.
Of course.
HBCU.
On the yard.
Okay.
Double HBCU.
The real HBCU.
Hey, the home by the sea.
Exactly. So I'm definitely a pirate. So I think that you have to honestly stay focused and know your journey. And whatever your journey is, just complete your steps. And make sure, even if it gets you altered and get unfocused, stay focused and keep on going with your path. And then whatever you go with your path, you'll end up making your path happen. And that's pretty much what I did for myself. I had a different complications. I had my son at a very young age. And then
What's his
from there,
name?
his name is Justice. And then I have Jay as well. And then that caused me a different off-roading, of course.
Right.
But I got back on the road and kept on making it happen.
I don't believe in detours. The divine has you. Congratulations. And tell us the times we should support you on Tuesday night again.
Tuesday nights, Rack Rants on BET, 11 p.m., 10 p.m. Central, and 8 p.m. on the West Coast. You dig?
Okay, we dig. This is Like It Is Radio. We're here at Grits. If you see her, you gotta know her. It's all about the information we can spread through media, and there's not many black women doing it as well. At the top of their game, 1 at 11. We gotta make sure we check it out.
Politics, cultural influence. Raquel.
Of course, no. Y'all have a blessed one, and I'm glad we have this whole platform for young black women to keep on, stay on this platform. Also for the older generation, y'all here doing it right now, you know what I'm saying? This is Raquel Harper. I'm stopping by Like It Is Radio, KCEP, Power 88 FM, your best and black intelligent talk radio station.
Hi, this is Franklyn G from Like It Is Radio, KCEP, Power 88 FM, the only black intelligent talk radio we got going. Had an opportunity just being at Grits Cafe to talk to Raquel from TMZ. That's right, she's the only African-American woman with a late-night television show on, and she also does the black commentary on TMZ. This is how we stay connected with the community, stay connected with us.
You want to close?
Like It Is Radio. You know how we do. First one of the year. Checking it out as always. We're going to figure out some things, but as always, if you're listening, if you're watching, it can't just be one person. It can't just be 2. It can't just be 3. I know Jesus did a lot with 12. If I get 12 supporters at any of the events that we do, whether it's for the radio station or things we do outside of the radio station, you can make it happen. You can reach us right here at the radio station, 702-647. Oh no, wrong number. 702-648-0104. 702-648-0104. If you like what we do on Facebook, if you like what we do anywhere else you see these publications or magnifications of what we do, you want to help us, we need your help to keep it going. Again, big shout out to Crazy D and all the people behind the scenes that make it happen. All the techs here. This is Power 88. You can always check us out at power88lv.com. Black radio in Vegas. It's not just about the music. It's about the dialogue.